Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing fine. We're here at the OMG conference
Yes.
in Austin, Texas.
Good. I would like to do some interview with you.
Sure.
Because you are one of the gurus of UML.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's kind of a long time ago, but how were you involved in the UML movement?
Yeah, it's a long story. I've been involved from the very beginning. In fact, I was the person who seconded the motion to approve UML 1.1, which is really the first UML. But what started was I worked for General Electric at the time, and General Electric was using this modeling technique called the object modeling technique, OMT, sometimes called the Rumbau technique. And I had used it, and we started an organization within General Electric to teach OMT to the rest of the world. So I went to banks and other companies inside General Electric to teach it. And then what happened was OMT and the Booch method.
I know the Booch method.
Very good. Yeah, it's a great method. I liked it too.
Yeah,
but I liked OMT
clouds.
a little better. Yeah, clouds. Exactly right. And then the Jacobson method, which is something called objectory, and that's with the use cases. These three guys were all hired away by Rational Software Corporation, and they started to work together to unify, to make, bring their methods in compliance with each other. So as soon as they started to talk about that, I, who was the leader of OMT inside General Electric at the time, said, well, we need to have standardization of this. And Jacobson went to OMG and said, can we make a proposal to standardize on a unified method? And OMG eventually said, well, the unified method is too aggressive. How about a unified notation? Start with a notation. So they changed their unified method to a unified notation.
So a unified notation does not include the method part.
Not the method. It just, you have use cases, this is what they mean, and this is what a box means, a class box means. But it's not like you have to do use cases first. So some people, some companies believe do use cases first, and that's usually good. But sometimes you do classes first in different circumstances. So it was very hard to come up with a unified method, but they were able to come up with a unified notation.
I see.
And they didn't just take those three inputs, they went to all the object-based modeling methods, and they were, at that time, and I counted them, I had a website with them all of them on, were over 50 different notations out there to do object-oriented software-type modeling. So they took the best of all of them, right? And there was a big committee founded inside OMG at the time to work on putting them together, the way this goes together, this doesn't go together. And then we eventually came out, and the first UML that was approved was 1.1. I called it. So I was able to be a member of the revision team. So I would, and in fact, I think I've written more issues, which are identified problems with the spec, than anyone else.
That's great.
I'm good at finding little things that need to be fixed. And in the process in between, I got to write. First wrote a book on the OMT method, and then afterwards, after 2.1 came out, I wrote a book on the Dummies book that you mentioned, the UML2 for Dummies, on UML2. And now I'm thinking about writing the next one on UML 2.5.
Great. In the presentation you gave us today, you said that don't model everything.
Sometimes management tells you, model everything. Okay, I'll model it.
Document everything.
You're going to pay me? Okay, good. But, if you're trying to be agile, you don't want to model things that aren't, so model the stuff that's new to you. Model the stuff that's more challenging, more difficult.
So we don't have to stick to model and execute. Just model to communicate. Is that okay?
That's okay. That's enough, right? There are times when modeling execute is good, but if you're short on money, short on time, short on resources, which every project is, you might want to model stuff where you get the most bang for your buck, the most return on investment. That's the stuff that's hard. That's the stuff that's not known. That's the stuff that's hard. That's it, yeah.
One morning, you wake up and you found that you have power to change any two things in the world. What would you change?
World peace.
World peace.
I think world peace is the key. key thing, and that could take up 2 issues. It's complicated enough.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.